Hey everybody, HMV here. Playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we are launching the Sonnah 1, our first probe. This is a fairly simple probe. It's mostly just a huge solid rocket booster that's going to get this thing going way too fast for how low it is. Then a small liquid-fueled stage that's going to get him into a fairly elliptical, elongated orbit around Kerbin, and then the final stage, which is going to do all the space work at the top here. I just transmitted my first temperature scans here. Now we're gonna send this thing going. Kind of want to tilt this thing fairly aggressively here. So we're fighting Kerbin's atmosphere, or gravity I should say, the least amount possible. Now I gotta watch for the science alert, because this entire purpose of this thing is to take temperature readings on the two thermometers here and transmit them back with the two antennae. Two mostly because things are free in this save, and so I don't really care that much. But also because it was symmetrical, it looked nice. And also, in case things start happening really fast, I want to be able to have a couple things queued up and bouncing back and forth between the two antennae. Now, if you look here, we've got our nice orbit going. And it's also sending us retrograde. This is by design. And then there's this. Oh, we got another temperature scan. Might as well take it. Space near Kerbin. Get rid of that. Now that's going to go around in a big elliptical orbit and come back and crash. The main ship, though, is going to come right into this colored section of Sonnah's rings. If you look here, we are going to be swinging under Sonnah's rings, and then we're going to come right through the thick part. And that will determine whether or not this ring system is something we need to worry about with our Kerbals. That's the main goal of this ship. Any temperature scans we get is bonus. And yes, I put far too many batteries on this guy. I felt like it. So let's go ahead and get this guy up into space here, where we can take temperature high over Kerbin, a whole 1.1 science. Don't plan on getting too much science, actual game science from this. This experiment is far more, this mission, I should say, is far more to check those rings out. But we will take the 1.8 science here from transmitting temperature scans from space around Sonnah. And if we make it through the rings, I'm going to possibly do a flyby of Moon and that new planet. We'll check that new planet out. Kind of get a look at it close up and see what we need to worry about as far as getting to that thing. Because we still need to land on Moon. But oh, look at that. That is definitely in the cards. Okay, so here we go. Oh, this is really cool. This poor little probe doesn't know exactly what's going to happen. Its job is to die if it must for science. What do we got? Space near Sonnah. From the rings out here, the blue giant doesn't seem as hot as we thought. And we're also poets. And didn't even know it. Once this data gets transmitted, we can speed up time again here. It might even be a biome, who knows. Temperature data from Sonnah's rings. Oh boy. And we passed right through them. They are safe for passage. And that is something that is nice to know. Okay, well, we're past our periapsis. And we probably want to wait a turn anyway. But if we burn out... Oh, look at that. Actually get a little bit of aid from Kerbin here. I wonder if we could we do this? Set this as our target. Nah, because when we come around, it's going to be way over here. It's an interesting idea, though. When we come back, we're going to be coming like this, and we want to eject to the north. We're going to slow down till we get to here. Then here, we are going to burn to the south just a little bit. And that brings our Sonnah encounter down. Let's see. Node 1. We want to go a little bit faster. And then node 2, we want to bring this right to there. Then, now we have an encounter with Sonnah, and then here, all we need to do is, boom, encounter. There you go. We're doing that. The whole purpose of this probe is to explore, and we're going to explore. We have to do an entire orbit first, though, so let's go ahead and get out here. Okay, we're coming back through the clouds here. Oh, we are chewing through electric charge. I did not realize we were going to be this electric charge challenged on this probe, so I guess we're probably not going to be doing too much. I almost want to abandon this idea, because we're never going to make it all the way to whatever this planet is, Saren. What if instead we flipped around and did a hard break? We probably don't have enough delta V to do this hard break. No. We're actually disturbingly close. Let's go ahead and try it. Because we're going to run out of electric charge. No matter what we do, we're going to be running out of electric charge very quickly. So I'm going to burn down as much as we can here to see if we can get this guy in the atmosphere of Sonnah, which was the original primary or secondary goal of this guy, was to check out Sonnah's atmosphere. Yeah, I think we're going to have enough fuel to do this. Or not. We are out of fuel. This will probably tell us atmosphere height 265. Yeah, we're way above the atmosphere. So this guy is a dead probe. He has no use. Sadly, I panicked. I should have actually gone out to Apoapis, but I'm actually concerned that I wouldn't have had enough electric charge. I guess I didn't bring too many batteries. I could have also turned off all the batteries one by one and just turned them on whenever we needed them. That was a choice, but that's kind of cheating, so I'm not going to bother with that. But anyway, this little guy, it's a little guy that could. Let's go ahead and head back to Space Center and plan another mission. This time we're going to actually send... I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. I'll figure it out and come back to you. Okay, it's been a few days for me, but I am going to launch Lufert to the moon in Moon 2. There are a couple changes, including some extra engines here and more fuel, because obviously we needed more. And I'm also launching it space shuttle style here, in 3, 2, 1, launch. Pretty standard ascent profile, except for I'm pulling back on the stick instead of going to the right, because that's just the way it works when you when you do a gravity turn like this. The reason they do it in real life is so that the G-forces on the people in the ship are down because they're pulling back this way. The reason I'm doing it is because, hey, why not? We're about to ditch the solids and then hit the other engines. And the whole purpose of these engines is to help this guy get the whole thing into space. And also help this guy get the whole thing into space. Sadly, I'm going to drag him all the way to Moon and land with him. But there's not much I can do about that because I needed him here, and I needed the landing gear on the bottom, which is where the engines are, so I can't ditch him until I've landed on the Moon. I'm sure I probably could have figured out a different way to do it, but this works, so hey, why not? And ignore all the Delta V's over here. Because I don't have fuel lines yet, I'm cheating. And what it says I have is not what I have. Also, I should mention I'm launching from a different launch site, Ferret Island, which is the main reason I picked it is because it's equatorial and the sun had already risen there, so I figured, hey, why not? Now, I am pumping fuel from these tanks up into these, so these guys are all full still when we lose this engine. It's basically a way to get that engine gone as fast as possible and have these guys have as much fuel as they can possibly have when the time comes to ditch that guy. There we go. And we still have a decent thrust to weight, 1.42. Could be better, could be worse. Okay, and now that we're really high up in the air, I'm going to, why not spin around and toss these things backwards? Not that there's any chance that they would hit us or anything, but, you know, why not? And then this ship is very simple. This is I already showed it to you, basically. But it's got landing gear. They are set up so that ideally we won't blow up any of the engines, but if we do lose these two, it won't be a big deal because we're going to be leaving them on the surface of the moon anyway. We got 2 parachutes in front. We got the goo, mostly for wherever we land. We're going to be taking full readings there and get that done. So I'll see you in orbit as I'm planning my maneuver to the moon. Okay, my trajectory here that I've planned is a collision trajectory with the moon, which is perfectly fine. It's going to cost us 800 smackers, which is also fine. And we're going to do it in a day. So I guess we'll be there in a day. Okay, burn in 3, 2, 1, mark. And that should be really close. That's Aptur. There's moon. Not only is it close, it is exactly what we were hoping for. So let's go ahead and get rid of this maneuver node. Now, once we get farther out, we're going to want to pull ourselves off to the side here because we want to land on the sunny side of the street. But if we have to get into orbit first, we'll get into orbit first. Not a big deal. So what I want to do here is on my way, about halfway there or so, we're going to add a maneuver to probably, I'm going to say radial out. No, radial's not doing it. Normal's not doing it. Prograde, there we go. We're going to prograde, or retrograde actually. 10 kilometers is fine. And we're basically just we're gonna get ourselves into orbit around moon, and then we're going to, plan our landing. We could land next to an arch or something if it becomes beneficial, but mostly I'm looking for a flat spot. Not in any hurry. Out this far away from everything important. The exactitude of the burn is not as important as getting the distance of your periapsis correct. $15 is perfectly fine. Okay, now when we get here, we're going to slow down, get into a nice tight orbit. Yeah, that's that planet, I don't remember the name of it, but it's going to be our next target, next episode. Oh, hi Moon, how you doing? I just want to get a moon landing under my belt here. Oh, and we have science. Let's go ahead and keep that data, and it should be automatically transferred into my vessel here. Review store data. Yep, it got automatically transferred, which is awesome by me. Okay, look at that. Material study near the moon. That's awesome. Okay, how does our orbit look? I could go down a little bit. I don't want to go down too much, though, because I'm already past my periapsis. Okay. Now we want to land somewhere on the sunny side of the street, and none of this looks bad. This will all be sloped, but probably not too bad. And when it comes down to it, none of it really looks awesome or unawesome, so I'm just going to go for equatorial. Which means we're going to shoot for something along these lines right here. Doesn't matter where we land, because we've never landed anywhere, so all the science is good science. Okay, now when we get to here, we're going to need to expend about 540. Not a big deal. We still got half of our electric charge, so I'm going to be a little stingy with it. Our landing gear's already up. I vaguely recall bringing it down to show you that it was going to be fine. This is looking a little rocky, but as long as we pass this little crater wall right here, we should be fine. Okay, we definitely need the computer. I would like up to be up. Yeah, this little area right here doesn't look too bad. Not like we have much of a choice anyway. We're going to kill the maneuver node because that doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, this looks fine. Let's make sure we get past this crater, well past the crater, so we don't get any residual slope from it. Okie doke. Just really quickly get that nice and centered, and then turn the HUD off because it always confuses me. And yeah, fuel looks really scary. I'm not gonna lie. I would like more. I'm gonna aim myself sideways compared to this crater because that's probably what up and down is gonna be on the slope. Slow down to about 20 meters a second here. Okay, I think we can just keep the engine running. And we are landed and not falling over. Although the slope is annoying. Okay, let's keep all this data. We need to do an EVA report. Which, let's just do it. Huh. EVA report, surface sample. Store those in there. Let go. I think it just... Whoa, get away from the ship. Okay. We're going to take an EVA report here. We're going to overwrite the one we had. Oh, we've already got just above. So I guess that's it. Okay, back on your ship. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep that data. Not sure exactly what's going on as far as that's concerned. But now we need to take off to the 90, and we also need to set this pump level to 0, so he fills up with all the fuel. Then we are going to hit the spacebar to jettison these things, and then we're going to throttle up and go to the 90. And we've got a grand of meters per second, which hopefully is going to be enough. I'm watching my apoapsis. I do not want it to get above, say, 15. Trying to be as efficient as possible here. There we go. 15. We've still got 590 left. I think we'll be fine. Getting out of Moon Sphere of Influence is not going to take too many meters per second. We have 0.61 electric charge left. Luckily, we have gimbaling engines, but we've basically no longer have the ability to hold a heading without those engines running. I didn't think about that. We were chewing up electric charge while we were sitting on the surface. Possibly keeping us from falling over, but still. Okay. Periapsis of 13, apoapsis of 15, that's perfectly fine. Now let's get home. We're, of course, in about the worst spot possible. Because we're gonna want Kerbin to be over here. But let's just see how much these things are gonna cost here. To leave Moon Sphere of Influence, we need 173 of the 554 we have. With Kerbin as a target, I think this is a good time to leave, because that puts us over here, close to over here. What if we change the time and the speed? Yeah, we don't want to do the speed like that, that's for sure. Maybe, you know what? We're going to wait. We're going to wait until we're over here. Yeah, we're going to wait until Moon is up here. Because the ascending node and descending node compared to Kerbin is going to be right about here. So when Moon gets here, we're going to go back to our ship. Oh! Okay, we'll do it on this orbit. We're catching up to Kerbin anyway, so this is probably the better time to do it. Yep, this is the perfect time to do it. We're going to go up like this. There's Kerbin. We are getting there too late, which kind of sucks. So we're going to be orbiting more, but I don't care anymore. Oh, there goes our last electric charge. This mission is not about time efficiency. This whole save is about just getting places. Yeah, luckily, like I said, we have the ability to hold. I might as well leave SAS on now, actually, because doesn't matter. Okay, does that get us close to where we want to be, is the question. Right there. Perfect. Okay, now, when we're here, if we do it this orbit, what if we go plus an orbit? It'll put it away over there. Okay, so how much is this going to cost to do this burn to get us back to Kerbin? That's going to cost 284. We have 325. That's what we're going to do. Okay, goodbye, Moon. We will return with a more capable vessel in the future. Possibly, if we need your science. Oh, look at that. Okay, 30 seconds away, I'm going to just touch the engines, just so we can get aimed in the correct spot here. Come on. Okay, it's all about getting close enough to Kerbin so that we can enter via atmosphere. Atmospheric re-entry and all that goodies. Should see it any second now. Why don't I see it? Oh, because it's... we have to pass the frickin' marker. There we go. We are going to crash as far as this is concerned. We have 34 meters per second left. We need to use it as wisely as possible. Okay, I got it. Here's what I had to do. I had to go to my apoapsis at Sonnah. And from there, I could change my periapsis the most efficiently. What I needed to do was I needed to pull my periapsis up a bit by burning prograde so that I could raise my orbit a bit so that I come into Kerbin even more gooder. I've got my periapsis here set to 40 meters, but I'm not going to set it to that in particular, although 40 would do it. This is 28 meters per second of the 34 we have left, which means I have to get this close without burning the engine too much. So what I'm going to do here is cheat. Okay, the maneuver node is 6 minutes away. I'm going to aim to the right and down a bit, and I'm going to hit the engine and then hit X. And now we're rotating very slowly. And I'm going to time warp, 4 times time warp, so that we get over to this maneuver node, having only wasted 1 meter per second of fuel. That's got to be close enough. We are 4 minutes away from the burn. When we're about 30 seconds away, when the alarm goes off, basically, I'm going to do the burn at very, 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 very low thrust. Because I want to hit this as close as possible. I need control more than haste right now is the thing. And I don't want to have to turn this ship around. Okay, we're going to kill the maneuver node. We're going to look at our periapsis here. I want my periapsis to be 30 to 40. $35. That's 30 to 40. Okay, we have 5 meters per second of fuel left. Lufert? Look at that. He's so happy. You're coming home. Let's go ahead and get you home. At least I hope you're coming home. In theory, you could still burn up out of the atmosphere, but I don't see how that could happen, really. Of course, I just realized that the parachutes are attached to the Science Junior again, which is stupid of me. I should have put the Science Junior between the pod and the fuel tank and attached the parachutes directly to the fuel tank. But I didn't, so this is what we got. We're going to hit F5 and time warp a bit. Hopefully that's not too much. Oh, lots of burning. Don't. Yeah. What? Oh, the goo burned. Sadly, we have no electric charge. If this blows up, I'm going to... I don't care about the goo. If this blows up, I am going to revert to that quick save I made, simply because I didn't have the time to really plan things. But so far, we're looking okay. I am glad that the engine is keeping us pointing backwards, that's for sure. But I would really appreciate having the control that I don't have. Yeah, as long as we make this pass without losing the Science Junior, I think we'll be fine. I gotta stop attaching parachutes to it. It seems like a good idea in the VAB. Science Junior should have time to cool off now in space. Luford's all excited. Doesn't realize how close to death he's been several times in this mission. Yeah, the thicker the atmosphere, the more this heats up. Oh, there we go. We're suborbital. Actually, we're not suborbital. Oh, I don't know what it is. We're definitely coming down this orbit. But the more it heats up by being in the flame, but also the thicker we are in the atmosphere, the less time it spends in the flame because we're more forced into this aerodynamic shape. Okay, we don't want the parachutes to burn off either. That would also be bad. Oh, our little heat gauge has finally come up. I'm not sure why it wasn't up for this. But hey, what are you going to do? I probably don't even need this anymore. The whole purpose of this was because these were causing memory leaks. Until we get under a kilometer a second, I'm not confident at all. But things look pretty stable, so I'm as confident as I can possibly be about this. That was the last of the fuel. That's how much fuel we had left when we got our encounter. And we're definitely surviving this. As long as I don't hit the chutes before this turns green. There go the chutes. And Lufort, you are a national hero, the first man to land on Moon. Yeah, that was a much tighter Delta V budget than I thought we had. And the game just crashed. Well, obviously I'm going to get home. At the very worst, I can just do the reentry myself. Next episode, I will see how much science I get and spend it on whatever. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.